What up? My name is Emmanuel, aka Juna, and I want to talk about signs of spiritual warfare. It's pretty cloudy right now. Basically, you'll feel odd. Like you'll feel like sick. Like a cold, something against like a cold or something like that. That's one thing. Another thing, so you have like ear infections that just won't go away. And they're like, actually before it wasn't ear infection. It was just like they didn't know why, actually. That's another thing. If you feel sick and you go to the doctor and they don't have a reason, and like, I don't know, there's no signs or anything, right? Spiritual warfare, dude. Like your body doesn't just do that, right? Nice tree, right? Pretty sick tree. Like spiritual warfare doesn't just do that. I mean, your body doesn't just do that, right? Like your body doesn't need, like your ears don't need draining if there's no ear infection, right? So it's like a way to make you sick. It's like they'll drain your ears, right? And then it'll go down from your throat into your stomach and just leak constantly into the pit of your stomach. And it feels like it can affect your solar plexus and all that. When you're sick, you are focused. It is harder to focus just on life and on your thoughts because you feel sick and you're like, oh my gosh, why do I feel like this? Right? Oh my goodness, what was that? That was a twig, a stick. It's funny. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, it's like having a constant cold symptoms, like having a constant sickness, right? And that's a big one that I will definitely talk about on my TikTok. But I will say this online because I can. All right, I'm living at my dad's house. When I would go inside, I would feel sick. Right, every time I go inside, right, I would take a shower. It would be like I'm about to pass out, and there's like this pit in my stomach. Okay, but I stayed up. I stayed strong. When I felt like that, I was like, okay, I'm being here for like one more minute, and I'll go out. And even then, it was too long, but I still made it out. Right, when I was in my dad's house with his wife. Okay, and they're foster children. Which their foster children are all right. I just think that they're so used to the foster system, and though my dad and my step-parent and my stepmom, whatever his wife is, aren't really good people. They only care about appearances, like away from everybody. They're just hateful, right? But when they're in your face, they're like, like this, right? But they're really manipulative, right? So one of the kids is constantly sick, always sick. He has medicine that he takes like every day before school and the such, but he's always sick, right? And if you know anything about energy harvesting, right, then you know. So, and actually, before I got there, she didn't get sick. But when I got there and she started projecting shit onto me, somehow she got sick and has been constantly sick for months. Like dead ass, like at this point, a year. No one's sick for that long. No one has like a cold for that long, right? But if you know anything about like projection and not necessarily return to senders, like the universe will do that on your behalf. Your guides will do that on your behalf, right? Even people who try to like take your guides and be like, yeah. Like those guides have always been with you, been with you the whole time. They just given them the opportunity, right, and the fuel for them to get their karma, right? Like wolves and the such. Anyway, wolves, dogs, whatever, right? But anyways, it's like this. Yeah. So he's been safe for that long. So that's a sign of like I don't know, you name it, voodoo, whatever, right? But yeah, it's one sign. There's another sign. Another sign is, say you are secure in yourself, right? Me personally, I've gotten over my anxiety and my depression. Okay, people can project those things onto you. Not saying that just because you feel those things is why you feel that, but but it's like, say you feel that, but you're still like comfortable and confident, and it's like, oh, this weird, this odd, just feeling, right? Like your heart hurts, or you think everybody around you hates you, when people actually enjoy you and your energy, right? People actually open up to me a lot easier and a lot more, and I know I'm not a hated person, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like this feeling of, right? Also, yeah, gossiping is spiritual warfare. It is. It's like changing your projection, like changing your the perception that people have of you, right? And then having like a mass just projection onto a singular person to make them feel like that, like, oh man, I'm a piece of shit, or oh man, I'm like this, or oh man, I'm like that, right? When in all actuality, you're not like that. You know what I mean? Another thing, especially if you're a likable person, people like you and your energy, gossiping will do that. People will do that too, because they don't like that. They're weird. Oh, what's on them? Another thing is like a constant, it's like you've gotten over like a fear, like deadass, you can feel like this wave of a projection of scarcity, of fear, right? That's also spiritual warfare. Okay, like say it's like, oh, whatever, there's something over there, like, and like this thought you just feel like this projection, like the thought or whatever, right? But it's just projections, right? Like over here, I talk about it. Sometimes it feels like there's something that's like, oh, it's Satan, or oh, it's Lucifer, it's something. Like when it's like, even if it was those things, I wouldn't be scared. But it's like I feel like a projection of fear, right? Also, just fog. If your mind ever just randomly feels foggy and it doesn't do that, right? Projection. Warfare. Right? People will put things on you as like a child, because that's when you're most vulnerable, and they'll stay with you your whole life to gain your trust, so that they can manipulate you, right? And they will kind of, when you separate away from them, they will put this fog over you and over your intuition and over everything. Like, it'll get hard to read, it'll get hard to understand things. When you are somebody who is very, very cognitive, and present, very smart. But all of a sudden you give somebody, oh, right? It's to induce a feeling of, oh, I need to be around this person, or I can't do anything. I can't create away from this person. Or, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, right? When in all actuality, you are so gifted and you are so okay, right? And the touch, this is um also, another thing, say you are very confident in what you believe and what you think, right? And until you say it out loud many times, right, to people who are cool, people who are pretty good people, right? But then you say it around certain people, right? And then all of a sudden, those ideas, all those things will be attacked. Weird, right? It's like you start to question everything. You start to feel insecure about certain things, right? But it's not real, right? Like, say you're a dude, and dudes have certain body parts, right? And say you know what you have, and you're not insecure in what you have. People want you to feel insecure about what you have to make you feel lesser than. And once people can make you feel lesser than, and I'm talking, and everything I'm saying goes for every form of magic. Like I said, voodoo, whatever the Celts practice, whatever the Chinese, Japanese, or Hinduism, Buddhism, all that, right? Well, not Buddhism, but like that section of power, right? Russian, all that, or Slavic rather, all that, right? Greek, Latin, American, Native American, that's what I'm talking about, right? Egyptian, all of that. Okay, when I say these things, that's what I'm talking about. All right, or Kemetic is rather the correct term. And they'll make you, when you feel lesser than, you are less in your power, right? So it's like when a god does not believe in themselves, right? In any mythology, you'll see that they will lose. But a god always believes in themselves and their aspects and themselves fully, both upper and lower, fully upper and lower, right? And everything in between, right? They believe in themselves. So in order for you to not feel closer to God and to a God, they want you to feel lower, right? Because they are in order for them to have and desire to project that onto people, they must be lower themselves, right? So they want to bring you down lower beneath them in some sort of way, right? And it is weird. It's a weird thing. And yes, that is very real. It's very big in certain industries. I'm sure you can, the corn on the cob industry, right? It's very popular in that industry, right? And also people who are just very lustful, they'll do that as well, correct? So, but it's always funny because me personally, I'm very secure. I know what I have, and I've never felt insecure about mine. Actually, one of the reasons why I'm still on this earth is because I know what I have. So yeah, if I'm being like dead ass, I'm being legit. I remember the day where I was like, that was the day I'll talk about that on TikTok. How about that? Yeah, those are signs of spiritual warfare. Also, say you're doing something, right? And it's like something just, it's like kind of tries to like jump out of your hands. Somebody's trying to knock that shit out your hands. Yeah, dude. Anyways, I'm done. Toodles.